Slaps
back, lady.
Morgan's tummy. This baby can hold so much murder.
Why are you slapping her tummy?
Because it's right there in the center of the screen.
I see. What's up, ladies and germs? Welcome back to Of the Devil, Chapter 2. Hope you're all ready to have a good time.
Stabbed through the back with a sword, skewered like a piece of goddamn meat. And you've got the balls to ask us to carry him to a hospital?
So the cop was stabbed in the back with a sword.
Yep.
Okay. That's strange. Oh my god. Oh, right. I remember now. We're talking, I think it was last night. I was like, I wonder if Morgan's going to have to prove Sosuke didn't kill one of those people by pointing out that he knows how to use a sword and whoever killed them clearly didn't.
Crying inside, look at this shoddy swordsmanship.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
who could bear to swing such a glorious weapon in such an amateurish way?
Hey, Reyes. I don't think that's quite how I phrased the request.
I've been paying close attention. Would you like me to play back what you said?
Not right now, Sparky. Reyes, she's just doing her job. It's not like she's asking. Oh, save the lecture, gray hair.
Hello, Kasim. Homicide detective first class. Likes duct tape, mascara, and oak. Oh, good on you. Dislikes parking lots, ties, honeydew. Best at finding new restaurants. Accommodations, none displayed at his workstation. Wardrobe, more expensive than it looks. You know what? I believe that. That's the kind of turtleneck that you look like. Okay, that looks like a really comfy turtleneck. And then you look at the price tag, and you're like,
why does this cost more than my rent?
Right?
Gray? Come on, my hair isn't... It's graying, maybe.
I was gonna say, it still looks blonde, but that just might be the art style. It's definitely lighter.
In case I haven't made it clear, I've never liked you, Morgan.
That was never in doubt, Detective Reyes. Oh, you're breaking my I hadn't noticed.
But I never took you for a mob lawyer.
Whatever my client's associations might be.
He's a cop killer.
Innocent until proven guilty isn't a phrase I coined myself, Detective. Is innocent until proven guilty also a legal tenet in... I gotta assume that's a legal tenet in most other countries, but I find myself being like, I actually don't know that for sure. I'm used to that being a thing like that's supposedly true in America, but like...
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in where that made it in. Like, is that an English common law thing, or is that a Roman civil law thing?
Yeah, because it's the kind of thing where, like, I feel like it's reasonable enough that you feel like it would be true everywhere, but also, like, feet to the fire, I couldn't prove that was true, you know?
Presumption of innocence. There's a Wikipedia article for this. I gotta know. This is really important.
All right.
Oh, it's in the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
And it does date back to
Roman law?
Oh,
hell yeah. Okay.
In the Digest of Justinian, e incumbit probatio qui dicit non qui negat. Proof lies on him who asserts, not on him who denies.
Hell yeah.
So, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
But also in the Talmud.
Oh, sweet. I mean, like, again, I would have figured that's a pretty universal thing, because otherwise it seems like a lot of justice systems that have any pretense of impartiality would base themselves off of something like that, but also, like, I couldn't tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, because a justice system based on the opposite principle is going to have a lot of outcomes.
Right. It'd be like a justice system where 99% of the people who are thrown before a court are convicted. And in this world, there's only one lawyer brave enough to stand up to the... Wait, no. Reinventing Ace Attorney. Reyes likes sneakers, volcanoes at the Paralympics. Dislikes scalpers, hoarders, and anise. What do you have against spices? Favorite TV civil engineering documentaries? I believe that.
Really? I would have thought it would have been automotive documentaries based on Last Game.
There's got to be somewhere for the cars to go.
Fair.
Shampoo, dunno, conditioner's more important. What the hell is wrong with you? You can't just condition your hair without shampooing it. Like, what? Reyes, undefeated at volleyball. Oh, good on you. It's actually somewhat important.
Oh, don't worry about that. The proving won't take us long at all.
So, Reyes, I hear what you're saying, but also, this is the second time you've approached specifically this lawyer with what you assumed to be an open and shut case. Maybe we learn from the past and slow it down there a bit.
No, I try harder until I win.
Do you always take pride in rushing your investigations? Okay, good. Morgan's. We've all seen the insane intake file by now, yes? We haven't, so
Our first evidence!
Medical records. Sosuke Ikaria was apprehended at the scene of the crime and placed in a medical transport. Injuries noted at the time, blood from various sources across the anterior, front, of the body. Numerous bones in left hand broken as if from impacting a hard surface. Slight laceration found in left hand. Internal bleeding throughout the torso and skull. Bruising and rope burns on both wrists as if bound. Numerous bruises on the anterior front side of the body. Oh, blood and bruising. Got it. Others, blood across the tops of feet and pant legs. Makes sense, because he was kneeling in a pool of it. Largest wound found on the crown of the skull, back of the head near the top. At time of booking, numerous additional injuries were noted, including bruise to left eye, busted lip, broken nose, boxed left ear, blunt trauma to anterior, front, right side of head. When or where these additional injuries were sustained is not noted. Interesting that a lot of the injuries are all from the front side of the body and none from the back, which is consistent with how we know he was tortured.
Yep.
But I wonder if that's going to be important to prove at some point. Right. Like, he was never in a fight where he was surrounded. He was held up and beat. My client was in bad shape when he was arrested, but his wounds were treated in a medical transport. Yet somehow, in between arriving at the station and his booking, all his wounds were reopened, and some of them had multiplied. Tell me if you can, great detective. How will we ever solve the mystery of the reappearing fractured skull?
Your client was being moved between floors. He struggled trying to escape.
And then he fell down the stairs? Really? Was there a lawnmower waiting at the bottom? Look, we're all adults here. So let's just say it. Your coworkers kicked the shit out of him.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I want you to uphold the law. For some reason, I thought you cared about that.
A police badge isn't a time machine. By the time we took custody, he was already... She's right, Tiger. What's done is done. You know you got a snowball's chance in hell of proving your client was assaulted while in police custody. And you'll never get charges brought against the officers who did it. So try asking for something doable.
Don't go away giving all my best tricks now. The door in the face tactic is already fragile. I want him to see a doctor.
You've got to be shitting me. That's a blooded KW in there with military-grade mods. He's not leaving this building. But we could have a doctor brought here. And give him the chance to take a hostage. He's not the 99 man, Reyes. He can't break his cuffs. Don't say 99 man. You don't know what it means. You're too old.
The 99 man, or a 99 man, refers to a theoretical state of being in which a human has replaced as much of their body with cybernetic equivalents as possible, thereby becoming someone who is 99% machine and yet still technically human. So what? What is this then? Like a fucking major scenario? Like a Ghost in the Shell thing? Right?
Yeah.
That would have to be it. What else is that? Because in Ghost in the Shell, it's literally just the brain and a artificial nervous system, right?
Mm-hmm.
The term first appeared in the speculative fiction story Carved Out of Marble by M.P. Smith, but it rose to prominence after the 2072 Paralympics when middleweight track and field gold medalist Aid Saffron quoted the story as inspiration after breaking the world record at the time for the 800 meter. Is this a real short story?
I don't know.
Carved out of marble. Since then, the phrase has been popularized as both a meme and thought experiment, opening up discussions about transhumanism in sports, the business world, education, and beyond.
It is not a real story.
But no matter what we do, we have to make sure that trans women can't play sports. Some
big green check mark on dude whose entire body has been transformed into a whirling mass of mechanical legs and so on.
Yep.
Big red no sign. Completely normal lady doing the neuron face.
Some social media influencers, athletes, or tech evangelists have taken the 99 man as a challenge, modding themselves as much as possible with the explicit goal of approaching what they can see as the current limit for transhumanism. Officially, the individual who has had the greatest percentage of their body mass replaced with artificial analogs is an anonymous male adult living in the Eastern Hemisphere who is suffering from a rare and terminal form of bone cancer before signing up for an experimental surgery offered through How Industries' Theseus Initiative. You even called it the Theseus Initiative? You're not clever. How officially describes the patient as currently living a normal and productive life, though Theseus has never produced any consumer market products and has not published any additional research papers in the last 2 years, leading some to question whether the results are at all replicable. Reading is hard, actually, the hardest. This feels like, I bet you anything that this little bit of world building is going to come back in episode 4. I'm calling it now. Chapter 4. You don't know what it means? You're too old. How about a medic who can't be taken hostage?
Medical ad? Sure, great. Let's see if we can't negotiate his premium lower while we're at it.
Is that a refusal, Detective Reyes?
Oh, I didn't say no, did I?
Great. He also needs a protective detail.
Lady, I swear to... Counselor, protective details are comprised of off-duty cops. I don't think that'll have the outcome you're looking for.
No, but if my client is left unattended one more night, he's likely to be declared unfit to stand trial when he shows up to court with his head caved in. An outcome I genuinely believe you are not looking for either.
We could keep him here. What, in the interrogation room?
Counseling quarter.
Wait, who's both? Oh, London and Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
Counseling
quarter.
Table can't be moved, but if you slide the chairs out of the way, the floor's not actually that hard. How do you even know that?
London, what have you done in there, you dog? No way, man. In the interrogation room?
Given what other lodgings he's had in the last 24 hours, I don't think your client will mind.
So if Detective Reyes and Detective London take ships keeping watch.
Now, we're keeping watch?
It is the Homicide Department's counseling quarter.
You think I give a shit what happens to that son of a bitch? You think I wouldn't walk in there myself and...
You wouldn't.
What?
It's not in your nature.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You either have it in you or you don't.
Trust me, if I had the chance to take a swing at that son of a bitch...
Yeah, you already called him that. A piece of shit. A bastard. A killer. But unlike every other cop I walked past to get in here, you have yet to call Sosuke an animal.
So what? What the hell does that matter?
It's the only thing that matters. I've got the outsider's perspective, so I know your average human can't do anything to anyone, so long as they're not a person. I mean, yeah, we've all heard that before, right? That's part of how you train people to kill is by getting them to see other people as not human.
Yep.
Also, notice how the cameras are lingering very purposefully on Sarah here. Just gonna let that. You don't need us to tell you what's happening here. You get that.
Whatever. Think what you want, creep. Well, so long as that's your only request, we should be able to,
I need to get into the crime scene as soon as possible.
You've gotta be... What, like tonight? She's not rushing more than anyone else, Sunshine. Everyone up the line has been raring to go on this, now that Sosuke's actually got a lawyer. Well, maybe if that son of a bitch hadn't clammed up all day, we wouldn't...
She said it again.
Whatever. Pick, then, counselor.
So...
You can bully us into guard duty or escort duty, but we can't do both.
I need both. You will have to split up. But I can help with that. Or rather, Sarah can.
I can.
Of course you can. You can go treat Sosuke.
I deny I am not trained in.
Oh, I love this bitch. She's pretending she doesn't remember being registered as my medical ad.
Yes, I would never forget that unforgettable experience.
Right, because she did that. She's like, was in the courthouse, so she's like, fuck it, I'll sign the paperwork. I remember that scene.
I've never done first aid before.
Well, watch a tutorial first. Use lots of sanitizer. Just hand her some bandages and she'll get Sosuke. This is the face I get when I'm told I'm going to be doing a job without any training.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the face I got when they stuck me behind a counter at, like, the coffee counter and didn't have anyone else there and expected me to make drinks. And I'm like, the fuck do you think is going to happen here? Just hand her some bandages. She'll get Sosuke looking good as new in no time. Then you can plop her in front of the door and even 20 crooked cops working together couldn't get her to budge.
Well, that much is certainly accurate. I have a strong core, so if I focus mine, lower my center of gravity.
Thanks for the sales pitch, but it doesn't mean shit. The crime scene is in the lower wards. If you think after what happened last night that any cop with a pulse would go down there without their partner... It's okay, Sunshine. I'll take her down there. Is everyone else in here huffing Nirvana? London, it's in Blue Blood territory. Blue Blood territory. Outskirts, really. They lost a whole pod. They'll be swarming the place. You can't go down there without backup. Backup, huh? You know Mac from Contraband. Skinny guy? Kind of a perv? Yeah, he is skinny. Look, he's got crime scene analysis sweeps going over that place with a fine comb right about now. Drones, probes, the works. They'll have eyes on us before we get within 5 minutes of the place. Whatever. Just keep in contact for once. I hope you're being generously compensated, Eve. Selling your soul to the mob. It'd be a shame if you didn't at least get a good price.
Wait, what does she mean? Is she like biblical Eve?
No, because that's her name.
Oh, right!
Evangeline Morgan.
I so forgot about that.
The very good name.
Evan Morgan.
Hey, you coming, Blinkers? Gotta find where they store all the medkits in this dusty old piece of...
Go on.
I will be right behind you, detective.
Sorry about that. She's still new to all this, really. Not old like me.
She does seem to be on edge, more so than usual.
It's her first time losing a fellow officer. I think she's taking it pretty hard.
Maybe even personally. Did they know each other?
All right, you gather up all your things. I'll go bring us up a ride.
Deftly dodged, London. Great. Thanks for all the help, detective. You're a lifesaver. Though this is one occasion where I wouldn't have had any trouble finding the place.
I love that this is all for show, where it's like Morgan absolutely could get in there at any time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
her bread and butter is the deniability of it.
exactly,
right?
Because it would be so sus if she showed up there.
Yeah, and the moment she gives any of that up, the moment she loses the kayfabe, then it's all over.
Really didn't take you that long to patch him up, huh? Now we just wait here all night.
I could mix you a drink.
That clock runs pretty slow.
If you're not doing anything else, Detective, might you be interested in answering some questions?
Oh, is that where that's...
So what are your 3 sizes?
Once more into the depths. When I went down to the lower wards last night, I knew what I wanted to find, but I wasn't sure where to look. Now I know where to look, but I have multiple priorities to consider. It'd be nice if I could prove Sosuke's innocence. It won't be easy, given that they think he killed a cop, but it would keep me on the Ikaria's good side. That would be nice. But what is essential is that I figure out what the hell happened after I left, and whether anyone found any trace that I was ever there. Everything else is seconded.
Sorry, I guess I should have asked before I decided we'd be sharing a cab.
I don't mind. I just have to do my monologuing internally now. But I am surprised. Did the budget cuts take away your shiny patrol car?
Patrol cars are shared, Counselor. Any cop can step into any other cop's car, sync their credentials, and drive.
Convenient. Shame you can't personalize.
Yep, no more dice in the mirror.
Is that why we're in a cab then? Personal taste?
Police cars are full of bugs. Thought you might appreciate the privacy.
Autocabs are full of bugs too.
True, but there are ways around them.
Are there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, plenty. Can be easy as flashing a police badge.
Ah. Something you wish to discuss in private, Detective?
I was asked to get into contact with you and pass along a message.
A secret admirer?
Certain interested parties and all that. You know how it is.
London? My guy. I'm not sure I do. Does this have something to do with my client's business affiliations?
There would be a lot more blustering if I were to repeat it verbatim, so I'll paraphrase. Focus on getting the best outcome for your client.
More of a reminder of what my job description is than a warning.
And don't broaden the scope of your investigation any more than strictly necessary.
Well, I always do appreciate kind words of advice. But Detective London, that almost makes it sound like you're in on the take.
That's this city, Tiger. If you don't take a little, they'll bury you.
Oh, you dog, you!
Alive, if need be.
I wonder how that happened. I mean, here's the thing, is that for all of that, I don't see Detective London as unprincipled, right? His behavior hasn't so I wonder what happened to put him in that situation. Is that, like, did something happen where he was kind of forced into it? Or does he like, no, I truly believe this, and I don't mind doing this?
Is it a better the devil you know sort of situation?
Yeah.
Like, better to be on the take from these guys than, like, letting all of the up-and-coming gangs run wild?
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder what's up there. I didn't take you for that type, London, but, good on you. Go get your extracurriculars done. Oh, they will. How conspiratorial.
It's not a joke, Morgan.
Do they threaten your wife with Tommy guns if you don't comply?
It's gotten more sophisticated than that. Well, maybe sophisticated isn't the right word. Complicated might be more accurate. Or you could just call it a quagmire. Or even a shitstorm. If you can't get along to go along, even other cops won't trust you. You'll end up shot in the back.
Really?
Friendly fire. A tragic newspaper clipping.
You're exaggerating. You're telling me the entire police force is corrupt.
Corruption would be one thing. You could, in theory, root it out. But above and below the canopy, it's all intertwined. Every tree stabilizing every other tree. What do they call that? Not parasitism.
Commensalism.
There you go.
I've never heard that word before. What the hell does that mean?
There's your word-a-day calendar word.
That's a real word-a-day calendar word. Commensalism is a long-term biological interaction, symbiosis, in which members of one species gain benefits, while those of other species neither benefit nor are harmed. This is in contrast with mutualism, in which both organisms benefit from each other, amensalism, where one is harmed while the other is unaffected, and parasitism, where one is harmed and the other benefits. Okay. So, someone's benefiting, while the other party is neither benefiting nor harmed. So someone's benefiting while keeping everything neutral is what. Thank you, Wikipedia summary. I've gotten better about citing our sources where we read stuff off from. I don't want people thinking that I know more than I do here.
The state pays criminal informants to rat on their peers and lets them keep their positions in exchange. Workers buy judges and politicians to keep their men out of prison. Status quo, balancing act, a cycle. Stable as any gyroscope.
Forgive me if I find that hard to believe. Crime is at an all-time low.
That's not a contradiction. People hate crime. But what gets people killed is chaos. And the opposite of organized crime is...
It's a very Ankh-Morporkian way of looking at things. The better to have the thieves guild and know where they are on the street and know who's thieving rather than... They'll even leave your receipt after they steal something. So everyone's playing nice with each other. Even Detective Reyes.
She's...
Detective Reyes is a true believer in what she does. What about the man they think my client killed? Did he play nice?
He was a special case. You got the brief? You recognize his last name?
It's a big city. I don't put too much stock into last names.
You'll need to break that habit if you continue to work in the underworld.
Sosuke said something similar.
Tariq Chopin, only son of Miguel and Dominic Chopin.
So this is the dead cop here. Okay. Patrol officer, likes 24/7 news, calligraphy, late dinners. Dislikes gray hairs, untucked shirts, and mint. Bachelor of Science in Applied Philosophy, awarded Senatorial Commendation of Bravery, posthumous. Well, that was fast. Survived by fathers Miguel and Dominic Chopin, city councilmen. His fathers are city
oh no.
That's where we saw Dominic Chopin before. We did see that in one of the news articles we were reading. So, a city councilman's son was, I see now. That's why we're not broadening the scope. The power couple? Why would the son of two of our city's most prominent... Oh, they're both city councilmen. Okay. I couldn't tell if that was what they implied. Why would the two of our city's most prominent council members be working as a police officer? The son of...
You want the full story?
Always. So who was this Chopin, really?
An idealist.
Wrong line of work, then.
You're only half right. When he entered the academy, everyone assumed it was a political move, first step in his career to becoming a senator or whatever.
That's actually a good point, because you'd assume that something like someone with a pedigree like him would be fast-tracked, you know? But it seemed like he was just basically a beat cop.
Maybe it was, but anyone who met the guy could tell you he would have made a lousy politician.
Are you saying he was honest?
Wouldn't tell a lie if his life depended on it. Guy couldn't do small talk, much less make friends. Talking about cleaning up the city, cleaning up the police, cleaning up everything.
If he was so unpopular, why was he kept on?
No one on the force wanted to risk insulting his parents by firing him. Just got passed around from department to department, detail to detail. He did a lot of community outreach.
Community outreach. Like what? Bake sales?
Like giving talks at schools about saying no to drugs until you turn 21.
That's actually pretty good. Because, like, nothing against taking drugs, but if you take them when you're younger, like, your body is still developing, that risks doing permanent shit. APR says, wait till you're older, and then are ambivalent about you taking drugs.
Did you ever get the dare to resist drugs and alcohol pencils at your school?
I absolutely did.
And then you sharpen them down so it just says drugs and alcohol.
I did it, but that's awesome. No. I was actually pretty straight edge for someone who started drinking at 18. I was in Canada. It was legal.
I also was. I'm incredibly square.
Yeah, I feel like... correct me if I'm wrong in this. I don't want to throw you under the bus or something, but I think like both of us have had a phase of having some pot at some point, right?
Yep.
Right? Like, I know there was a phase where I was doing that, but couldn't have been longer than a year or so, I think. Just didn't wind up being for me. And now I get my real drug, reading Denpa.
And I got my real drug, 128 gigabytes of RAM in my MacBook.
Oh, man. Woof. Must have really loved his job to put up with that.
Or he just wanted to prove a point that bad.
Don't you try to save the lower wards patrols for the more seasoned, better armed officers?
We do, yeah? How'd you know that?
By going to the lower wards and looking at the cops you send there, of course. I read all about it in Watch magazine last month.
Oh.
If Chopin was the son of such powerful... Also, watch this be another thing where it's going to be like, oh yeah, chopping.
Yeah.
If Chopin was the son of such powerful men, why did he end up in the lower wards last night?
That... I don't know.
Is this another one of those broadening the scope of my investigation moments? You don't know.
By all accounts, he and his partner should have been at least 2 patrols removed from that area. Must have been following up on some other lead.
He had a partner that night, too.
We're
going to want to follow up with them. His partner? Who is that?
The hero who finally arrested the Hound of Icaria, that's who.
I wonder if his partner's going to be like an actual careerist who found a way to get rid of an inconvenient insider.
Oh, yeah.
And also kind of make his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sees the Hound of Icaria helpless on the floor, stabs his own partner in the back, blames it on that guy, gets all the accolades.
However, that's just my first read on it. And so far, this game has been very good about subverting that first read. It took us a while before we really nailed down what was going on in the last one. And even then, Morgan's case didn't prove the true motive, right?
Yep.
So, we'll consider it a work in progress. I'll have to send him a congratulatory fruit basket.
Huey Rogers. Pretty bare bones record, but maybe that'll just add to his legend.
What legend?
Taking your client alive. Whacked him on the head with his sidearm, knocked him out cold.
Oh, really? That must have been so hard when he was, drugged up like that. I guess it is a small miracle that Sosuke wasn't just shot dead if they thought he killed a cop. Well, it seems like this Huey wanted him alive to take the rap for it, right?
Yeah.
It's more tidy that way.
Maybe, but it wasn't pure luck. Only thing that did stick out to me in Rogers' record was his shooting score. 41.
Out of?
100. You need 40 to pass. I think someone took pity on him when tallying up his score.
So he can't aim a gun. Did Morgan kill anyone with a gun? Yes, she did.
Yep.
And I believe she was very efficient in her bullet usage as well.
Yep.
Ooh, that's not going to be good for her if she's trying to find a way to pin all of it on Huey. I wonder what her motive will be. I wonder what her angle will be here. Like, try to pin some of it on Huey, or try to pin or try to pin all of it on a different interloper, or if she's going to try to do some combination of them. Like, we've been throwing Huey under the bus pretty casually, but we don't know that that's what happened yet. Like, we're still very early read. Sully only whacked Sosuke on the head because he was too bad of a shot to avenge his partner. At least Rogers knows his weakness. I keep hearing that name, the Hound of Ikaria. I cringe every time. No one actually calls him that, right?
Sorry, but I've definitely heard that name circulating around organized crime before.
That's the kind of name where it's like, it's silly. It's kind of silly in a vacuum, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't name a fanfic character that. But if you ever met someone who had that name in real life, you would fucking be like, oh, fuck.
Okay, so here's the thing. It would be 50-50 one of those two things. Either, oh fuck, I should be terrified of this person, or, oh, welcome to FurCon.
Yes, okay, right.
No in between. It's one of those two, and it's a coin toss.
Exactly. It's either end of the spectrum there, right? Either OC do not steal, or everyone calls him this silly name incredibly seriously. Oh fuck. Must be one hell of a bodyguard to have earned a nickname for it.
He's a bodyguard? Then yeah, must be pretty good. Of course.
Wait, what do you mean he's a bodyguard? Did you not know that?
Of course, hound dogs are known for other things besides guarding.
Right, okay.
Sorry, that was crude.
Oh, don't be sorry. I don't even get enough of the joke to be offended. Okay, that all makes for some interesting food for thought. But Detective London, if you are working for the Blue Bloods...
I never said I worked for the Blue Bloods. It's more of a gig worker type thing, Tiger. I'm friends with everybody.
If you are working for the mob in general... Actually, there's some value to that, being kind of like a known neutral party.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working for the mob in general, then how do I know you're even taking me to the right place and not to,
Whoa. I may pass a message along here and there, but I'm not... Damn, hell, no one else is either. Whatever you're imagining, it's not that exciting, I promise.
Not that exciting. Sounds about right. Is it like this in every city? Handshakes and gentlemen's agreements behind closed doors?
You disillusioned?
Look at my line of work and ask me that again. Wait, I just realized we're driving on the left side of the road.
Are we?
Yeah, did you see that one shot when we saw down it? Look, see?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we're driving on the left side. What the hell? What the hell? We're in England? Oh, fuck that. The state has a great deal of power, Detective London. It makes countless rules. Now, I'm a big girl. I know that those rules don't apply to people equally. And I understand the value of criminal informants and the possible conflicts of interest that arise in trying to keep them around. What I don't get is why the state has all this strength and it won't use it to just wipe the underworld off the map.
That's pretty cold logic.
I'd expect my state to be far colder.
Hey, you ever heard this one? A politician, a CEO, and a mob boss are sitting at a round table with a gun in the middle. Who you betting on?
Politician, CEO, or mob boss with a gun in the middle. Who we betting on winning that one? Probably the mob boss.
Yeah.
I've never met a mob boss. Ha! Exactly. But I figure I'd go with the person at the table who recognizes a gun for what it is.
A bargaining chip.
A debate winner.
Don't quote laws at men with swords, is it?
Yeah, who said that? Some Greek philosopher advising his students?
A Roman general addressing the conquered.
Oof.
It's a trick question anyway. Rock, paper, scissors has no trump card. The politician can bring the heavy arm of the law down onto the mob boss if he doesn't shoot the CEO for him. The mob boss can have the CEO's family killed if he doesn't blow away the politician first. And the CEO can turbocharge the campaign of whoever the politician's opponent is if he refuses to mist the mob boss.
Yeah, it seems like you can make the argument to go in the other direction, too.
You could. So the point the riddle's meant to teach is this. Whoever convinces someone else to pull the trigger comes out on top.
Funny. So in the parable, you've set up the gun on the table. That's the police. A blameless tool with no will of its own.
Yep. Though it was older men than I who set it up.
Interesting. I don't know if I agree with you, but maybe it's interesting to see how I guess it's important to know who the parties at the table are that are able to use that. Right? And none of them are Average Joe. Mm-hmm. Average Joe isn't in this conversation. I didn't realize this country's police were so powerless. However, do you manage?
We used to have a partner that helped us out, a tiebreaker. Because all three of those powerful men would be screwed if a journalist told the world they were meeting together.
I've got good news for you, Detective. Journalists still exist. I could introduce you to one. You could even take a photograph.
Oh, I know they're not extinct. People will always write. It's just that no one wants to pay them to.
Staring at the camera. Yeah. How's that working out, Gray Lady? I don't think people younger than us really understand how rapid of a decline this has been. Also, when I was growing up, we had a local newspaper. I could read it and learn about shit going on all over the fucking world. And it would get delivered to my fucking house every morning. My parents would have it, and I could read it and be like, damn, I wonder what the hell's going on. And it was thick. And It had both, like, world shit and also important stuff locally.
And then it got bought out by a national thing, and then it got cut to the bone. And does it even still exist?
I think it exists, but I wouldn't use it for anything other than wiping my ass.
Like, I think we knew people from high school that ended up working there, right?
I would believe it, yeah. And
so much for that.
Yeah, this isn't like an inevitable thing. This only happened over the past couple decades, right? Like, the New York Times wasn't the butt of a joke. And now now they're literally writing headlines where they don't understand what NATO stands for. It's baffling how quickly this happened.
The one that got me was yesterday. I saw AP ran a thing about how it's okay to just sit in your car alone in a parking lot at the end of a hard day. And it's like, oh man, you guys aren't doing so good.
Yeah. That's a fucking onion-ass headline there.
Tell me you're brutally depressed without telling me you're brutally depressed, AP, newsroom who decided to run this.
Right? And like, never saying anything of it, any part of it was perfect, but you didn't have papers so clearly fucking manufacturing consent for J.D. Vance to run for president saying, oh, he didn't want this war and he's trying to negotiate a war. He didn't want us. God. All right, tangent over. I'm cutting myself off the tangent because if I keep going, it's gonna... We're never getting out of here.
Anyway, I guess where we landed is fuck newspapers.
I don't think fuck newspaper... To be clear, where we landed was not fuck newspapers or fuck journalists. I want to be clear about that. What we landed on was... we need to be willing as to... Not as a government. It can't come from a government. We as people have to be willing to support good journalism just on its own.
Okay, but that's also part of the bad thing is that it could. Well, PBS?
Yeah, it could. But then also, the problem with having it government funded, which it is an option. The problem with having government funded is then someone can get an office like, say our current president and then say,
nope,
try to remove all the funding for those government-funded programs. Ugh. I don't know. It fucking sucks. And it's one of those you don't know what you got till it's gone moments.
Anyway, support bringing back good journalism by subscribing to my Substack.
Support independent journalists. That's what you can do. I know some people that do very good work, and it fucking sucks. Believe it or not, people having to fact check every single thing that comes across them is not normal or how it should be. Usually we had a whole institution who would help us with that. All right, now we're done. Now we're done. Thank you for your patience, Kasim.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much. Maybe it's nerves coming back down here.
What happened the last time he visited?
Something up? Didn't put you to sleep, did I?
No, not at all. Actually, your 3-seat table reminded me of an even older thought experiment. If God is omnipotent, why does he allow the existence of the devil?
Title drop!
Title drop!
Even I know that one.
I'm glad they found a way to even make it like they slipped it in and it was like, yeah, no, that felt natural.
To preserve free will or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's the answer most people give. But now I'm wondering if it isn't a rock, paper, scissors deadlock like the one you just described. God lets the devil be so he'll terrify man. Man will always need God's war and protection.
And God needs man's faith, which can't be compelled. Of course, most people would also say that God's long dead in the 21st century, but we're still around. So that leaves the devil in an awfully strong position, doesn't it?
Huh. You always picture 3 men in that room, don't you?
Oh? Oh, yeah, I guess I do. Sorry.
255 feminist rosaries for your penance. That's a good exit to that scene. That's a good button. What? What?
More women serial killers.
Listen, we're far past women's rights. We need women's wrongs supported now. Detective London. We're definitely not alone down here. But when you reassured your partner that we'd have company, I didn't think you were including blue bloods.
Ah, you know, I think I'd forgotten. I knew I'd forgotten to mention.
Wait, who is this? Have we seen this person before?
I don't think so.
Sweet.
What? Well then, she's a liar, babe.
I like this keychain here.
Because I never said that. No, I never said that. Oh, come on, babe. That's what she's like. She lies for fun. Because that's what I call you, babe. It's a pet name. You like it. No, don't hang up. Don't hang up, baby. Don't hang up. Of course I do. We gotta get to work, hon. I'll have to call you back, babe. Something just came up.
London, what is this?
London, who is this?
Is she wearing spiked rings?
Looks like it.
I don't think that would work if you wanted to punch someone, would it? I think you need like the solidity of the brass knuckle to...
I feel like that would still fuck them up.
It'd still fuck them up, but I feel like it would also fuck up your hands more than a brass knuckle would.
Fair, yes,
Maybe
probably.
maybe I'm wrong. That's just a cold read, but maybe some hand scientists can tell me.
Counselor Morgan, this is Adelaide Hahn. She's a blue blood. Hey, I'm a perfectly legitimate career woman. You're speaking to a Cyanus security site manager. If you need anything, miss, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Did she just flirt with us?
Yeah.
Did she just give us her number?
Absolutely.
Damn, girl. Adelaide Hahn's business card listing her as a site manager at Cyanus Security, a known front for the Blue Blood criminal organization. Includes her personal contact number on top of her work details for some reason. What do you mean for some reason? Morgan! Listen, Morgan is ace, right? She only has feelings for murder. A real business card. Even has a watermark. I am not familiar with Cyanus.
We're a private security and investigating firm.
Also, she's wearing her shirt open like that with the tie out, and like you can see the She's not... She knows what she's doing. Cyana Security is a trusted partner in your business ventures, offering a suite of private security services, including but not limited to bodyguards, convoys, bouncers, private investigators, paternity tests, family history research, and shipping insurance. Answer a few questions about your needs in our portal below, and we'll get you set up with the peace of mind you've been searching for. Your browser may prompt you with a security pop-up when interacting with some of the features on our site. You can safely disregard these messages as they are related to a legal matter that has already been settled out of court. We apologize for the disruption in your site experience. What? What happened there? Do we not get her profile yet? Not yet. Okay.
We provide bouncers, armed escorts, we catch cheating partners, find runaway debtors, run paternity tests, that kind of stuff. Sorry, but have we met somewhere?
Morgan, read the room!
No, it can't be. I'd never forget a beauty like you.
Or is she just really bad at flirting? I can't tell. Like, is this any less... like...
She's the Hound's lawyer, Han. Seriously, she works for those copper-headed scumbags. So we're mortal enemies? That sucks. Another life then, eh? But I'll still play nice if you will.
Adelaide Hahn. Site manager for Cyana Security. Likes new furniture, silk clothes, dimples. Aw, yeah you do. Dislikes clingy types, jealous types, needles. Yeah, okay, this seems like someone who has a lot of partners, huh? Plays pickup games. Yeah, no, we got that. Avoids laundry day. Least favorite chore, throwing out dead flowers. Right. So you're private security and you're currently securing this crime scene?
Yeah, what's with the tone?
What you're hearing is genuine bewilderment. London, why are the police letting blue bloods contaminate the crime scene where a cop died?
Come on, we don't have cooties. If this wasn't the location where a cop died, we'd have already turned over full control to them.
What?
The police contract out the security around crime scenes to private companies all the time. And around here, the private company best suited for the job happened to be Sionis. Letting them conduct their own side investigations is a small concession to keep the peace.
A small concession? They're probably in there destroying evidence as we speak.
We have the arcs to preserve the crime scene. They could burn the building down and we'd still have a pristine copy.
ARCS is the augmented reality crime scene. We've seen this before. This is the same. Yes. I'm not going to reread that one.
London Bridges is trying to save face. The police couldn't keep this crime scene off limits without our help, and he knows it. Gremlins would be smashing their shiny cameras and popping their expensive tires round the clock if we weren't here. Lower wards kids take out drones by tossing shoes at them for fun.
Is that why you see shoes hanging off of wires?
No, I don't know why that happens. It's just a thing teens have always done for fun.
Mystery solved? What's so fun about getting your shoes stuck somewhere you can't get them back from? You have to walk home now. Fine, maybe the cops and the blue bloods are all consummate professionals who never even bicker. But what kind of impartiality can I expect coming here to defend an Icaria?
Well, you might get some ugly looks from those with less chivalry, but no one's gonna get in your way. We know how defense attorneys operate. We know damn well how you usually win. No one's gonna do anything that'd let you worm the Hound out of his life sentence on a technicality.
You sure you wouldn't prefer that? To have him back out on the street so you can take another shot at him?
Oh, so flattery, that's how you flirt.
Wait, what does that mean? Okay, I'm convinced now. She can't even read the flirtation here. I'm convinced that Morgan is not. She's just not interested.
You think we'd ever manage to gun down the Hound of Icaria in the street? Shank him in a holding cell?
Blue Bloods took him alive just fine the other day, didn't they?
Yeah, and look what happened to them afterwards.
So you won't tamper with the crime scene just because you want to make sure the state lobotomizes Sasuke for pentuple homicide?
Yeah. I mean, we also literally get paid good money to do these kinds of jobs, so we have a reputation to maintain. Rate us 5 stars when you're done looking around, Kay?
I'll be sure to leave a glowing review. So is this the main entrance? Front door looks about as heavy as I remember, but it's unlocked.
What's that?
How was this door found?
Chopin and Rogers were the first officers on the scene responding to gunfire.
Someone heard that. Oh, good thing I cleaned up fast. Responding to gunfire. Okay.
Checked the area, then entered through the front door.
The door was definitely locked when I arrived, but I didn't lock it behind me when I left. I didn't have any keys. That's a good point. So why the hell would they shoot to get into it if it wasn't locked?
Admiring our handiwork, this is a Cyanus installation.
Who else would the Blue Bloods trust to secure Blue Blood buildings? How does it lock?
You never used a key before.
I want to know how the lock functions. Does it lock behind you automatically?
That's a good question. You looking to buy? 'Cause I could set you up. It is a good question, Han. Why don't you answer it? Yeah, this model locks behind you by default. You need a key to get in if someone doesn't unlock it for you from inside.
A physical key.
Physical keys can't be hacked or overridden by a police badge. Some people consider those useful features.
We had this whole discussion when they changed the locks in our apartment. I'm annoyed, okay? I like having the actual mechanical key that can't be failed if a battery stops working, all right?
I do have to wonder, like, if our locks are fail-safe or fail-deadly. They've got to be fail-safe, right? But that just means, like,
If you
anyone
think I
will be
don't
able to
know,
get in.
if you think I don't know other ways to get in and out of this apartment without the front door after living here this long,
That's true. It's ludicrously easy to break in. I've had to break into this apartment many times.
is that why the door is ajar? Looks like the lock's been destroyed. Was it found like this?
Yeah, for as long as the arc has been up.
Front door. Front door entrance to the crime scene utilizes a physical lock and key mechanism, designed to automatically lock behind you when leaving the building. The lock is currently damaged and non-functional. Trey definitely had to unlock it to let me inside. I didn't think to see if it had locked behind me after I left.
It definitely wasn't locked when me and Reyes arrived, which was around 10:20 p.m.
Hang on, you and Reyes. What, you were the second officers on scene?
That's right. We weren't far when the 10999 went out at 10:15.
You weren't far. What were you doing down here? 10999, jargon, an emergency response code most often used to relay officer down. 10999 is an emergency response code utilized in municipal systems around the nation, most frequently to signify that one or more first responders' lives are in danger. Most police departments standard issue suite of biomonitors. Most police departments' standard issue suite of biomonitors allow for this code to be sent out across emergency networks automatically when cardiac activity is disrupted or blood pressure changes rapidly. Due to the non-negligible chance that moderate exercise could be misinterpreted by biomonitors, leading to false alarms, some departments make it a policy to avoid enabling the automatic alert function. Okay. So, but it went out automatically here. Okay.
We don't know that. We know that
Oh.
it went out. We know that it's possible to
I
send it
see,
out
I see.
automatically.
Long way from precinct 254, isn't it?
We were in the area. Awkward. You want the tour then?
Actually, I'd like to check out the alley first.
You know the crime scene's on the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah, but it has a window that opens to the alley, doesn't it? I just prefer to start from the bottom and work my way up sometimes.
Sure, we can start there. And just be careful where you step if you like those boots at all.
All right. Lobo King, huh? Labaking. One problem with blue bloods and cops running security. I don't know who to blame for leaving their shit here. I'll give the moral high ground to whichever part of the society learns to pick up after themselves first. Bombing ruled out in university fire. Panic abounded last week on campus when the computer labs at Technica University were set ablaze in the early hours of the morning. Students and faculty skirted the campus in anxious, hunched postures as federal agents descended on the lab's vicinity, searching for signs that could point to a culprit. But as of today, the fire has officially been ruled an accident and successfully traced back to a cooling system failure in the basement's main server hub, a freak accident that has provided simultaneous relief and confusion within the community. When the fire was first reported on, many were quick to point out its similarities to other fires and bombings recently reported as sweeping eastward across the nation. Dubbed by some members of the press as a work of the Witch of the West, each incident appears to have targeted data infrastructure, hitting state, corporate, and academic nerve centers and leaving behind significant financial grief in the aftermath. Hundreds of thousands of files related to student debt, all of it non-recoverable. Oh! Oh no! Oh! Said one anonymous campus security specialist after their university student registry records went up in literal smoke. We're reaching out to alumni as quickly as we can to try to piece their records back together, but frankly, a lot of them have been less than eager to speak with us, and we may have no choice but to re-examine payment plans for our current students' tuition. Federal investigative officials have no formal comments at this time, but some local law enforcement officers have described they've seen federal agents frustrated with the so-called witch. Criticism of the response has begun to surface from the political realm, with Senator Colt now formally calling for the Director of Investigations to testify as to the progress or lack thereof in the search for the serial arsonist. Another notable, hey, we don't seem to have your ID in our database. If you fill out a simple form for us, we can get you the rest of this article along with a ton of other cool offers and limited time sales, served up exclusively to a compliment ID 09 like you. I feel like I've heard stories about bombings out west in the last few months. Wait, where did bombing come from here? Oh, fires and bombings. Okay. But I didn't know they'd all been attributed to one person, but that they're now calling them the Witch of the West. No mention of victims, only data centers being targeted. But clearly this witch is hitting someone where it hurts if they've now got feds involved, right?
Yeah.
What really stands out here is the federal investigators are getting involved. Most national security agencies were absorbed into the military police complex decades ago. That bureau survived, and it's a mere fraction of the size it used to be, and very different in its function. Their modern reputation is that of attack dogs, deployed by the state to make examples of political targets. I can't say I like the idea of them being out there hunting for serial offenders. Anyway, oh gosh, that's so rough that all that data about student debt is erased, and oh god, that's just, oh shucks. You know what? I'm pretty sure I heard that most of the people affected by it, they had already paid off their whole debt.
Convenient, huh?
It was much darker last night than it is now, and I only took a quick peek. But even so, this...
Looks like it's been moved, huh?
Yes, was trash picked up last night, perhaps?
Checking the model number on the side, looks like dumpsters of this make haven't been picked up by the city in a decade.
I didn't realize there was DRM on trash cans.
Hey, it's a heavy model, tough to lift even if its wheels weren't broken.
So why did it move?
And designed for containing industrial waste, how it ended up here in a residential district is...
Industrial waste?
Isn't that hard to puzzle out, is it? It was cheaper for Megs to dump their shit on us than it was to haul it to a landfill.
Is that why I can see markings on the ground there? From leaks?
Aw, you really are a tourist, aren't ya?
I've been in the lower wards before.
But only at night, right? Rain's dirty down here. Stains the ground wherever it falls.
Acid rain, like from history books?
Not quite that bad, just smog combined with precipitation combined with the charms of the city to make... Dirty rain, like I said. Lower ward spring water. There's a shop named after it. Tequila and pickle juice. Ugh.
So is the dumpster empty then?
Let's see. Hey, grab a glove if you're gonna... Yeah, it's mostly empty, except for a bunch of scrap metal at the bottom. Explains why I can't get it to budge. Careful, if you get your toe trapped under there, don't look at me to help you just because I'm modded.
Are you saying you couldn't budge it either?
I could if a girl was cheering me on.
Okay, London, thanks. Don't know what I was expecting to find, really.
Now just watch it so you don't... Let the lid slam.
That's very loud, huh? An industrial... Could that be mistaken for a gunshot?
Maybe.
An industrial dumpster found in the alley just next to the crime scene, incredibly heavy, yet still shows signs of having been moved recently. The lid makes a very unpleasant sound as uncovered by Detective London's thorough investigating.
Sorry.
Interesting. Alright, I think it's just this part up here to check next. That fire escape would lead right up to the crime scene, assuming it doesn't come crashing down once you step onto it.
It's missing the ladder that would connect it to street level. You're violating fire code with this tetanus trap, Han. Building inspections are not my department. Besides, who'd want to climb up into a burning building? Firefighters?
That's super reasonable, actually.
You're funny, Bridges. Even a copper firefighter wouldn't risk getting singed to save a lower ward's property from burning down.
Copper. Oh, that's just... Oh, copper as in, like, an ad, not copper as in a cop. Okay. Understood. If you feel that a corporation you know has been the victim of a hate crime, you can report it at our confidential portal here.
Prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things, people, animals, or corporations.
So true, bestie. So true.
Oof.
That's... Oh, that's... An ad could probably make the jump up there.
Ads are heavy. If an android leaped up onto that, the whole mess would probably come down on top of them.
Fire escape. The fire escape connected to the room where the crime took place. Rusty and poorly maintained. It's missing the ladder that would normally let you climb up from the street, so one could only freely move back and forth between the third floor room where the bodies were found and the second floor room beneath it. Interesting. But the dumpster was moved. Was it moved to get a better shot at getting up there?
Maybe.
Like, why else would you move a fucking dumpster that heavy, huh? Yeah, modders are heavy too.
Hey.
Looks like the only way into the building is through the front door then. Alright, I'm done back here. Think I've seen everything Oh, that's right. I was standing here last night when... Right, little urchin. With the cool bandana. It was dark and foggy. The kid was too far off to make out my face. And also the kid thinks you're a mythological folk killer, so...
But then again, so did the adults that you interacted with.
Weren't they?
What is it, Tiger?
Nothing. I thought I saw someone out of the corner of my eye, that's all.
Yeah? Round here, maybe it was an unlisted.
What? Wait, what are you... Those are real?
Keep to themselves, obviously, but yeah, they're real. I met some. They inform sometimes on what they've seen. Never come in to testify, of course. You'd think they'd stand out dressing like that, but if their camouflage didn't work, they wouldn't be unlisted, right?
What do you mean they keep to themselves?
Oh, was that facial recognition fooling camouflage? Why the outfit was covered in eyes and stuff?
Oh, that makes so much sense. Don't they work with any of the gangs down here?
Sorry, have I gotten your hopes up or something? Trust me, you got a better chance of winning the lottery than running into one.
Right, forget I asked. Unlisted, term for individuals who are not actively registered in any state database. Unlisted is an informal designation given to individuals, often missing persons or unhoused, who are not being tracked in any government database. For much of the 21st century, individuals of this description were most often undocumented immigrants. Following shifts in immigration patterns and the implementation of the Military Service Citizenship Program, aka the Minutemen Bill, a draft, huh? Undocumented immigration has sharply declined. While many non-citizens do live and work within the country, they are tracked through immigration monitoring and services, or as part of their military service agreement until they either leave the country or are fully naturalized at the end of their service. Oh, wait, no, I misunderstood this. Oh, so military service as a route to citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
I understand now. Today, unlisted mostly refers to small groups of seasonal workers who travel to the country in migrated caravans to find work undercutting corporate contracts. That was a choice of phrase. Or various agricultural or fungal installations. Some anthropological studies have described groups of unlisted living in urban, generally poorer areas as what are effectively homeless communities. Unlike most homeless people, the overwhelming majority of whom are unhoused for less than 2 weeks, these unlisted actively refuse state housing assistance or assistance of any kind. concerns about malnourishment, illiteracy, extreme poverty, and rampant mental illness within unlisted populations has, at times, spurred outreach programs that attempt to contact them, but by their very nature as unlisted, actual data on their quality of life or cultural practices is virtually non-existent, making most politicians hesitant to commit resources toward these causes. Yeah, I mean, I could see how someone in a society like this might be like, you're like the government offering me shit, but I have to kind of get listed in your databases and everything. And like, no, I'm good. Right, forget I asked. You ready to go inside?
I think so long as... No, I'm not with anyone else. It's just me here.
Han, keep it in your pants.
Because she's shrill, princess. And delusional, you know that.
I'm sure she will catch up. So you're saying this used to be an apartment building?
Somewhere between that and a long-stay motel, yeah? Blue Bloods didn't deviate far from that model when they took over. They call rooms like these vaults, places to stash away a lover, witness, debtor when there's too much heat.
You've gone through all these vaults, I take it.
Cyanus helped us with that last night, yeah? Bringing round master keys, clearing out every possible hiding place.
Didn't find a red-handed killer hiding anywhere, did you?
Sorry? No.
So is this the Blue Bloods' forte, then? Securing people, places, and things?
You could think of it that way.
I guess I always assumed gangs made their money through drugs.
Well, the Blue Bloods do deal here and there, but narcotics has been a rich man's game ever since the CDCA rolled in.
Contraband Decriminalization Acts. I think we also read about this in the last one, right?
Yep, the white wave and the gray wave.
Yep, okay.
If you don't have the funds to ride the gray wave the way House Icaria does, you can make a killing. If you have the funds.
Yeah.
They've got the market cornered from black to gray to white to pure green profit.
That sounded better in your head, didn't it?
The Blue Bloods hate that they have to make do with all the scraps the Megs in the house don't bother producing en masse.
Professional jealousy. How ugly. Why can't these underworld overlords just bury the hatchet, get together and screw over the consumer like reasonable people do?
They've tried, if you believe the rumors. About a year ago now, there was some kind of meeting. An olive branch from the Golds to the Blues. Apparently, the Blue Bloods had a product that the Icaria wanted to distribute.
Interesting. The Icaria sell legal drugs now, though. And what kind of product could the Blue Bloods have that the Icaria couldn't manufacture?
Not sure. Maybe that's why it went south so fast.
Interesting. That's a little bit of interesting history between the groups here. Maybe a reason for some interest.
Blood was spilled in less than an hour. The Icaria aren't the type to keep negotiating after being spat on like that.
And so, the Blue Bloods remain firmly planted in their lower wards niche.
They might not like having to take the low end, but they are filling a gap in the market. And that's every proper capitalist calling, right? Besides, the workers certainly appreciate their protection down here.
Workers hire Blue Bloods for protection, but all that stuff is legal so long as they're licensed, isn't it?
Legal?
Oh, sorry about that. God damn it, London.
Legal? Yes. Respectable? Most would still say no. So household name security megs consider it too high risk to be seen in the company of workers.
Workers. What is that? Worker information only. Workers are shortened form of the term sex worker, generally used to refer to individuals who are legally licensed as such, as opposed to those who are engaging in sex work outside of legal guidelines. Sex workers operating in high-end establishments, generally and specifically zoned municipal districts, with high median property prices, cloud districts, and catering to only specific clientele may be more commonly referred to as courtesans. Please sign in to verify your age in order to display the full search results for your query. Oh, you also said something else there, didn't you?
Doesn't help their average board member is easily pushing 60 years old.
You aren't that far from pushing 60 yourself, are you?
Matter of opinion. Besides, I'm a very modern, forward-thinking man.
Did you finish those 50 rosaries already?
Right.
And the Icaria, they don't, compete in that market?
No. People at the Icaria's Heights might patronize a courtesan or two in the cloud districts, but they'd never lower themselves to work alongside one.
I feel like I missed something here. Why are we talking about sex work at the moment? How did we get there?
Scroll up.
No, here it is. Besides, the workers appreciate... Okay, that's how we pivoted. Okay, I missed the pivot in the conversation there. So, because the sex workers down here appreciate blue blood protection. Understood. Okay, I guess I missed that part, and I've just been confused as to why we're suddenly on a tangent for the past...
London's horny.
I can't help it, London's horny. You know how it gets when these bridges start burning.
Hypocrites.
Man, you've got some serious fucking opinions here, don't you, London? That much I understand perfectly. The hypocrisy is the appeal for them. The rules don't apply to me. You couldn't ask for a more pure expression of power. Yeah, I mean, man. Imagine feeling like there had to be dedicated in-groups and out-groups for which the law applied and didn't apply. Could you imagine a political party or something like that who was like entirely centered around that as an ideal?
Damn, worse than I remember. Like a demon tore through the place. Seriously, what the hell happened here?
And that's what we all get paid to find out, right?
Yep.
I've definitely got more of a head start than the rest of you, though. Shall we bring up the arcs?
Sure, I'll patch you in. Allow me.
If you're needed on the phone, Miss Han, please don't let me keep you here.
Nonsense, I've got all the time in the world for you.
Miss Han, I don't think you... Do you know what the definition of the word Sisyphean means? Everyone's treating me like royalty today. Brad. Augmented reality crime scene. Huh.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Where shall we start?
How about with tall, dark, and mysterious in the middle here?
That's your client. He was found standing over Chopin's body by the arresting officer.
He was found standing over the body. Could have just been coming out and saying like, oh my god, my sword is here. Right? I mean, it obviously looks very compromising, but like, it doesn't have to be. Rogers, right? And then he knocked Sosuke out.
Correct.
So why is it this artistic rendition of Sosuke, not a capture from Rogers' body cam?
Well, it seems like at the time...
Their body cam was off? Seriously?
Hey, I'd chew him out myself if he was here with us.
How is it the body cams are only ever turned on when they have something good to show, huh? Someone should really look into that. It's just one of those strange... You think they'd have solved that technological problem by now, right? It's gotta be... There's an engineering solution here. I just know it.
It's department policy to have all sensors green when responding to an emergency.
Did all of this not qualify as an emergency then?
Chopin and Rogers were responding to shots fired. That's not uncommon in this part of town. 2 inexperienced officers first on the scene.
Inexperienced officers? I guess they did say that Rogers' resume was pretty short at this point.
It might not have come to mind. At least Chopin could use that excuse, rest in peace. But apparently Rogers requests replacement body cams nearly every week.
Okay. If he's that big of a klutz, take away his gun once the city's done throwing him a parade.
I'll put in a request.
Is there a way that could be, like, that's an awful lot of legwork to do to build an alibi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does he maybe have some kind of mod that interferes with a body cam or something?
Or he's deliberately tampering with them so he can do a bunch of stuff off camera.
Well, yeah, but if he was deliberately tampering with them, you wouldn't want to draw attention to it by requesting new ones every week, is my point.
Fair, though I guess you'd also not want to draw attention to it by never having the body cam on when it's department policy to have it on.
Yeah, which is what... Like, I'm not saying that it isn't the obvious explanation. I'm just saying that it's... He did a lot of work to make himself look more guilty, if that's the case. You know what I mean? Right then. Who's next? Probably like my second or third favorite Who album. I'm going to say Quadrophenia is always going to be my favorite, but I think Who's Next could probably be next. Tommy, I like Tommy, but there is a lot of chaff on that album. I'll be honest. What about you?
I don't know.
Papers scattered all over his desk. Suppose I'm partially to blame. I didn't exactly memorize his setup before I started searching for the mask. What's this?
What'd you find there? A note?
M. Icaria. Is that spelled wrong?
Yep.
Icaria.
Looks like Creek's handwriting from the other files I've seen.
M. Icaria. That's not what it says, Morgan. A note scrawled onto a small piece of paper reading M. Icaria. M. Icaria. Handwriting is by and large a match for other documents penned by and initialed by Creek, found at the crime scene. Okay. So the misspelling is going to have to mean something somewhere along the line, right?
Looks like M. Icaria, actually.
He's dead, London. I was going to let the spelling mistake slide.
Right, sorry, but M? That's gotta be Makoto, right?
You know Makoto? It could also... I actually don't know in this setting. Like, could it be like an M as an abbreviation for Mr., Mrs., Messieurs?
Monsieur.
No,
Monsieur Icaria.
Like, really, we don't know. Is that just something that would be innocuous to put before a last name? I'm just trying not to jump to conclusions, right? Jumping to conclusions is how you get railroaded into the wrong solution.
I know he's the Icaria's heir apparent even. From what I hear, he's an appropriately frightening young scion.
He is really quite something.
But why would his name be on Creek's desk?
He was Creek's real target the other day. Sasuke was some kind of consolation prize.
Bagging the Hound was a consolation prize? These punks had their sights set high.
Yeah. Like no one taught them not to stare at the sun. We talked about that last episode, right? About how unusual it was for them to be punching that above their weight class. Okay. Won't repeat it here then. But like that is worth noting. Windows open to the fire escape in the alley below. There's a thin misting of blood across them. Got a good guess at who it belongs to.
This is where we found Creek, leader of the pod. Ballistics tells us the shooter was standing in front of the desk.
Near where my client was found.
Your words, not mine. Nasty slug burst in his chest, blew blood back onto the windows behind him.
Was that blue or blue? The open windows. So that's interesting because this shows that the windows had to be closed when he was misted. Right?
Yep.
And then they were opened afterwards.
Yep, which is also after Morgan left.
That was also after Morgan left, right? That.
Hell of a spread.
Yes, it is. Did someone open these or?
Nope, they were open when we secured the scene.
Any fingerprints?
Plenty on the handles there from Creek and his pod.
Wait, that's where the handles are?
Something wrong?
Definitely, but how the hell could I explain why I know that? No, sorry, I'm just... The windows at the scene of the crime, positioned behind Creek's desk, opens to the alley and the fire escape. Blood spatter across the windows has, through forensic analysis, been traced back to when Magus shell split inside Creek's ribcage, spraying blood and viscera behind him. Fingerprints on the handles match Creek and the rest of his pod. Yeah, because there's none of it on the grating of the fire escape, right? I guess I'm wondering about the keys around his neck and the arcs.
Oh, well, one was a master key, could unlock any other door in the building. The other key we eventually paired to a small safe in his desk. Empty, though.
Suppose that's all irrelevant since he apparently died with the keys on his person.
Yep, they caught my eye too, to be honest, but not every detective's instinct pans out.
So, who was this guy?
Curious?
Only professionally. I don't care what he was before I killed him.
Criminal record dating back as far as it goes, sealed when he turned 18.
What makes you think so sure he has a juvie record then?
The more experience these guys get, the more time in between their arrests. Pattern I'm seeing, he was pretty damn experienced by the time he was of age. You trying to compliment him? I wasn't trying to insult him, Han.
Anything you'd like to add?
Nah, nothing I want to say in front of you two.
If you want to say a few words, the detective and I could step.
Only words I have are for his killer. I'll deliver them in person or not at all.
Fair enough. Do you have any idea why someone might want to hurt this Creek fellow?
That's not funny. That dog you're defending. It's a fair question, Han. Give it fair consideration. Besides the Icaria, the Rust, or our city's finest, no, Creek was charismatic and driven. Plus, he made us a lot of money. No true blue would want him gone.
He made a lot of money, huh? He did seem to have a confidence about him, but it didn't seem misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he did have some measure of success. It did kind of seem like he had, but he also, I remember he said he was kind of felt a little frustrated by his lack of upward mobility, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
The bloodthirsty Icaria soldier he was interrogating, however, probably wasn't a huge fan.
What about family?
This is getting old fast. Younger brother's listed as his next of kin. Leave his brother out of this. Hell, leave me out of this.
You're taking this very personally, friend. Also, did you see how her mods were, pincered into her skin there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Looks uncomfortable. Rooting through a person like you're picking at zits?
That's literally my job.
Well, seems he's out of town anyway, taking summer classes at How Mariner U.
And that's a good school.
An expensive school. Younger brother has no listed occupation. Also no priors and no juvenile record. TAD at his age, poor kid. Pills for that cost an arm and a leg. Creek must have been sending him...
Detective, did you just leak the confidential medical data of a non-suspect to a third party?
Hey, you don't have to report. How about I buy you an ice cream or something?
Bribery, too. You're digging yourself pretty deep.
Is it still bribery if I'm the government official?
Yeah, this just kind of solidifies, London doesn't seem like a person who he seems like he has a very sensible moral code about him. And, he's not... I think, does genuinely want to see justice done in cases, right? Regardless of his job as a kind of an intermediary for sometimes. I don't think he's trying to sway us or bullshit us one way or another here. Creek's fine wood desk. He seemed particular about it. Maybe in no small part because I had a priceless no mask hidden inside of it, but... I assume you've been through his datapad here?
Front to back, but we didn't find anything we didn't already know. Seems like Creek was smart enough to use it for payments and nothing else.
Creek's datapad, a simple datapad with an attachment for processing non-standard identification info, commonly sold to allow payment processing of unusual or rare forms. Besides some partials, fingerprints were found matching those of Creek and Officer Chopin. Technicians have confirmed that the datapad is locked to Creek's fingerprints, making it difficult for anyone else to use it. A dark card is stuck quite firmly into the attached card reader. Couldn't avoid touching it. Had to at least pretend the dark card would work. How'd he manage that? Even gangsters need spreadsheets.
Hence the paperwork you see scattered about?
They really did everything by hand, huh?
PPP is what they call it over in organized crime. Paper and pencil protocol. Helps the orcas to keep their books off the books, or at least in a format that's easier to destroy should push come to shove.
Did you run any checks on this credit card that's jammed in there?
Ah, not surprised you don't recognize it. That there is a dock card.
Wow, tell me more. Wow, tell me more.
It's an untraceable wallet in the palm of your hand.
I would hope any wallet could fit in the palm of your hand, Detective. But you really can't find the owner? Can't trace any of its transactions?
Most we can tell is the datapad registered calls to dock card networks at around 9:40 p.m., but it timed out.
And what does that mean?
The transfer didn't go through. Either someone got cold feet or they forgot their password.
Happens to the best of us. A physical card key that begins the authentication process for accessing funds located in a cryptographically secure account. With the fingerprint or the owner and their 24-digit passcode, the card alone is... without the fingerprint of the owner and their 24-digit passcode, the card alone is functionally useless. Forensics show that all fingerprints have been wiped off of it at some point. Recovered at the crime scene, stuck in the card reader of a datapad. The only reason I had to take the gloves off in the first place was because of this useless piece of plastic. I don't know, it served its use. It got you in the door, right? And it acted as enough of a convincing bartering chip to buy you time. By the way, why has this cloth been flagged?
Not sure. Forensics didn't find any blood on it.
Who flagged it?
Lady Rockford herself.
Rockford.
We know Rockford. The
Emma!
prosecutor.
Emma!
Yeah, the
Yeah.
prosecutor.
Yep.
Could be that she fat-thumbed it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. Or maybe she recognizes what kind it is and that it would be it'd be unusual for it to be separated from its sword.
Hmm.
Who the hell? Oh, that's awesome. We'll get to that last, how about?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much in this fucking room. Morgan, you really did a number on these guys. Alright. This screen, I turned it on to distract Tanks long enough to grab his gun. I remember choosing not to turn it back off. That's a good point. Interesting setup.
Powerful setup was blaring when we arrived.
Oh, okay.
The sound system, I mean. One of the CS techs is a real audiophile. Said it broke her heart how loud they must have blared the speakers all the time. Wears it out, she said.
A sound system found at the scene of the crime. According to ARCS, the system was still playing music loudly by the time the crime scene tech started scanning the environment. It really was giving me a headache when I turned it off. Didn't enjoy having to turn it back on before I left just to leave no trace. I mean, yeah. Okay. I wouldn't count on orcas to value the longevity of their tech purchases. The big one. He made a strange face when I shot him, and a loud slam when he hit the floor.
This one, real long rap sheet, with a short ending, buckshot to the torso, died instantly. Flexware on his mods put his time of death at 9:44 p.m.
God, getting TOD from the computers in your mods. God damn. Killed by his own weapon.
Comes up a bit short of poetic justice, but it doesn't look like he was in any kind of struggle for it beforehand. But how'd someone manage to get it off his hands?
It wasn't any great feat, I assure you.
Tex identified it as a double-barreled Magus, and...
Did he put, like, fucking hanging dice on his gun?
Absolutely. Hey, how'd you know the gun was his?
He's still wearing the holster in the arcs. Was I mistaken?
No. About a week ago, Tanks here was stopped and frisked by a patrol unit, and they found this here gun on him.
They found this gun on him and they just handed it back to him.
He bought and paid for it above board.
So this gun isn't jailbroken. You have tag data from the murders.
No, we don't. Strange, according to the text, this gun is jailbroken.
What happened in between last week and last night that he'd get the tag stripped off?
Something that made him think this piece would see action soon.
Interesting, okay. A short barrel maglev firearm recovered from the scene of the crime. Registered to Ankor Tan, aka Tanks. Found on Sosuke Akaria's person when he was arrested by Officer Rogers. Good job on that, Morg. Fingerprint analysis shows that Sosuke Akaria gripped it in his left hand. No one else's fingerprints are present. Is he a lefty?
I don't know.
That's important.
That'll be important.
That would be important. Modified to an illegal extent, the slugs fired detonate after penetrating their target, increasing lethality, and the gun leaves no digital traces, tags, fire from when or where it was fired. Horribly gaudy, but it got the job done. Last I saw it, I'd left it in Sosuke's waistband.
Not only does it have a hanging gun charm, it also has a scary face painted
It's got a
on.
scary shark face! Oh, I love it! Oh, this gun is horribly tacky. So that's interesting. So he felt like there might be a chance he needed it tonight, right?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do the who the hell are you last, because that's the... Blood loss from the neck. Even I can tell that much.
Stabbed with a bladed weapon right near the carotid artery. Very efficient. Not the kind of kill someone could make without prior experience.
Well, there goes that whole thing. My client's a humble bodyguard.
Come on now. I know you've got a job to do, but you'll shame him if you don't let him take credit for this one. Miller was no joke in a fight. To take him out with one clean stab to the neck using his precious signature katana? The Hound must be itching to brag about it.
I'll defer to the medical examiner on this matter. Thank you very much.
What do you mean? Sato said the same thing. Katana to the neck in not so many words.
Oh, are we not going to get to say Sato this time? That's fine.
Darn.
Is Miller's blood even on the katana? Even if it is, why would a medical examiner assume the katana was used here when my knife is such a better fit for... my knife? Where is it? Where? I gave Sosuke the knife before I left. It should have been found on him when he was arrested. I didn't even think about that.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I didn't think it being omitted was an important detail. I just thought of like, oh, there's like only so much to describe about a crime scene in so many words, right? Ooh. It should be somewhere in the arcs.
You looking for something, Tiger?
They haven't found the knife and I ask about it anyway. That mean admitting I know it's missing. If I tell them Sosuke mentioned a knife that only one the killer would know about, I'd be ruining my case before we even enter the courtroom. Or worse, pointing the police in the direction of the knife's real origin. No, I just... Was anything found on my client's person when he was arrested?
Besides a gun, a sword, and a bunch of blood that did and didn't belong to him. Nope, not even any lint in his pockets.
Ha 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 ha. Wow. Two people trying to set people up for murder tonight.
Two people trying to set the same
same
guy
person
up
up.
for the same murders.
I think that's how it's going to play out, yeah?
Why do you ask?
No reason. Sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what falls out. Or so they say.
Oh, you were blindly guessing. I've been there.
Something must have happened to that knife. It couldn't have just disappeared. Not from a crime scene locked down like this. I'll need to find it, but I can't just go looking for it. Is this what it feels like to play with a handicap?
Interesting. I genuinely didn't think to make that. Let's see, what is this?
I'd advise you to brace yourself before opening the autopsy photos for this one, counselor.
Yes, this is, sufficiently obfuscated. A lot to take in. The skull was crushed.
Yes, but the cause of death was blood loss from a laceration across the neck. He hit the floor and bled out in seconds. Everything else you'll see in there is post-mortem. Overkill. Not the word I'd use for this kind of shit.
Oh, calm down. I didn't do it for the fun of it. In this specific instance.
Right, because she did that one because of the mods in his eyes were close to backing up. She assumed it was likely they were close to backing up.
This victim had modded eyes. Seems to me like someone just didn't want to take any chances.
Bullshit. No one in the lower wards would get optic mods with recording functionality. You wouldn't be welcome anywhere.
Huh.
You gonna claim the Hound of Icaria didn't know something that fundamental? Nah, he bashed his brains in for the fun of it.
God damn.
I'm sure to a law-abiding citizen like yourself, we're all the scum of the earth who deserve...
I'm pretty scummy myself, Han. Defense attorney, remember?
Who the hell deserves shit like this?
Deserves? What does that have to do with anything? I take it this bat is what did the deed?
Matches the splinters found inside his wounds if you had any doubts.
There's nothing here about Sosuke's fingerprints.
You think we could get anything but partials off of that? It's practically splinters.
Makes sense. I was the one who accidentally swung it down, and I was wearing gloves by then.
Whoever did this, they were damn enthusiastic.
Are you sure you weren't... Morgan, you sure you weren't doing it just because you enjoyed it a little bit?
You know how hard they'd have to swing to crush a skull, to break the bat itself.
I like these little bits where we get the parts where Morgan might not be as so cold and detached as she likes to think she is.
I can't imagine.
A cheap wooden bat used to bludgeon Trey's skull post-mortem. Splintered beyond repair during the bludgeoning, fingerprint analysis has proven inconclusive, returning only partials.
It was barring Sosuke from exiting the other room before I used to destroy Trey's eyes. But no one else knows that, and I have no way of informing them. What a pain. There's some faint blood that's been smeared here. Did it belong to this victim?
And Sosuke, I wonder if maybe the bodies hadn't gotten moved around for some reason, but... Your client's legs and feet were soaked in others' blood when he was arrested, and he would have had to sneak up on Chopin in order to stab him in the back.
You think he slid his feet across the ground to avoid making noise?
Does he say otherwise?
I'll let you keep guessing on that one. Let's see here. Through this door is where they were keeping Sosuke, and where I let him off the leash. I'll leave that for after I finish in here.
Is that all we got aside from who the hell?
Huh?
Who the hell?
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you, really? Why are you lying there dead right in the middle of my goddamn crime scene?
That was Tariq Chopin, as you might guess, a patrol officer and the son of 2 loving fathers, who've strongly emphasized to the chief of police their desire to see justice done.
Reyes wasn't exaggerating about how he died.
Run through from behind with a sword.
And then fell down? So he would have been standing in front of the desk when he was impaled? Then he collapsed to the floor face first and the sword
Got stuck in the ground.
Bad luck for the attacker, I suppose.
Yep, Dr. Sato's noted in her report that the stab wound was, in her words, jostled.
Pardon?
Like the attacker tried to pull it out, but it was stuck, so they,
Had to jiggle it around?
Hey, it's probably what saved Roger's life. Kept your client distracted and disarmed long enough to give Rogers time to rush in.
Allegedly. Not where I left you, that's for sure. And according to Sosuke, the one thing he does recall after I pass the baton to him is gripping his sword. You're not giving me much to work with.
Fingerprints on the grip match your client's right hand, by the way.
And here I was getting my hopes up.
And it definitely wasn't suicide, because no one else's prints are on the damn thing.
I ruled out suicide once I saw he was stabbed in the back. Thank you.
Sosuke's sword. It's one thing to fall on your sword, it's another to have your sword fall on you. Bladed weapon found at the scene of the crime impaled into the torso of victim Tariq Chopin. The steel is chipped at several points, especially the tip. Fingerprints on the handle match the right hand of Sosuke Ikaria, no other prints found. Blood residue at various points of the blade matches the DNA of victims Chopin, Miller, and Trey. Another murder weapon I had to wipe my prints off before taking my leave. It was indulgent, trying to take Trey's head off. Wasn't my only indulgence either. I must have gotten Miller's blood on the blade tip when I dragged it across the floor. See, she admits she gets indulgent from time to time. There are papers scattered underneath his body. Did I knock them off the desk at some point? Maybe when the tall one hit the ground. Or maybe when I was swinging that bat down on. Hang on. What kind of paper is this? I can't read a word.
Really? You should get that looked at.
My vision is 20/20. What am I looking at, Miss Site Manager?
Those docs are internal business, ma'am. Nothing to worry your pretty little head over.
How do you know they're internal business if we can't read them?
You've really never seen red ink before?
Never heard of it.
It's a corporate information security protocol. Files with special flags trigger specific print commands if you try to make physical copies. Makes it use some kind of special ink to try to take a photo of it, and it comes out a bright blur.
What if they try to do that on a printer that doesn't have the special ink?
Paper is special too. Too much heat, humidity, becomes illegible.
A corpse bleeding out on top of you is a lot of heat and humidity. So these documents contain confidential data that the Blue Bloods wouldn't want getting out. Red ink technology. Information security protocols designed to hamper attempts to copy physical documents. Red ink is an information system security protocol whose name has become synonymous with anti-dissemination technology in general. While different organizations will make use of different technologies to achieve their data security goals, the original system's core principles are still widely taught and practiced in business administration courses around the globe. First developed in the mid-21st century, amidst widespread concerns about hackers' newfound capabilities after the third netcode leak, Red ink, God, I want to know about that. Red ink practices emphasize the vulnerability of digital systems and espouse the relative reliability of physical documents, printed or even handwritten information that cannot be changed or stolen except through in-person action. More broadly, red ink systems are designed to minimize the time that critical information spends changing hands. Critics of the teachings thus claim it is antithetical to cooperation between peers and leads to siloing of information. Red ink is also commonly used to refer to any kind of printed text material that incorporates anti-piracy measures. Common examples include anti-photocopier sheen gloss, paper that degrades outside of extremely narrow moisture conditions, cipher-encrypted text based on extinct indigenous languages, and sleeper marks, printer machine codes left on the corners of documents that are invisible to naked eye, but are unique to individual printers. Thank you for that information.
What do they say in the movies? I can't confirm nor deny that.
And if I subpoena the data?
Do your worst. We've got lawyers too. And unlike your client, they've got all the time in the world to stall. Besides, you and I both know exactly what the Hound's motive was. And it isn't written in those pages. It's written all over his busted up face.
Sure. But you won't mind if I copy down whatever I can anyway, right?
I wouldn't have any legal reason to stop you if that's what you're getting at.
Okay. Red ink documents. Documents found at the scene of the crime, mostly blotted out by the blood coming from Chopin's corpse. Apparently contain confidential information of high value, but only the occasional page number, graphic, or name spotted. Snippets include page 021. Laws required for expansion of eminent domain with proper... I wonder if...
Something about the pillars project?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, exactly, the pillars. 345. Payments to support of construction.
Construction, okay, for the pillars.
403. Re-election Councilman Long.
Yep.
Push for, colloquially referred to as the lower wards. 492. B vote upcoming. Stress the importance OPSEC of the highest level.
Okay, interesting. So is Counselor Long working with the Blue Bloods in some way to try and get the pillar project through?
Maybe.
But needs to not be known to be working with the mob to get the, renovation happening?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Looks like that's everything in there. And that's going to have to be it for this episode, folks. We've got a lot to chew on now that we've actually seen the proper crime scene here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be thinking about this for a while. How are we going to spin this? How are we going to get out of this?
I don't have a good theory yet.
I don't have a good theory yet. I have theories as to what actually happened, but I don't know how we're going to attack this from the position of defending our client, right? Mm-hmm. Which is ultimately what our goal is. Our goal is not to find out what happened. Finding out what happened would be bad for us specifically.
Although there is some part of it that we do need to find out what happened, because it's the part when our crime scene got ruined.
That's also true, and Morgan doesn't like it when her crime scenes are ruined. Anyway, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.